federal agents investigating Thornton Township. Tiffany Henyard at the center multiple sources have now confirmed that federal agents have officially entered Thornton Township. Over the past 3 weeks, they've been conducting interviews with several current and former employees. Oh, wait, not just employees. It was the trustees. Yep, that's right. They've been talking to the trustees. And you know when the feds start talking to the trustees, something serious is brewing. And listen, Holmes, is that you? Because it's starting to look like the feds had a little sit-down with Holmes, too. Tiffany, girl, I know you have to be feeling the heat right now. You can tell us, girl. You can tell us. You got Fabby nervous out here at your celeb news. Like, subscribe, share, and comment, okay? So let's break this down. We all knew the feds have been poking around in Dalton for a while. This isn't new. They were up in those public buildings nearly 9 months ago, walking out with boxes full of documents like they were on a treasure hunt. People were suspicious back then, thinking they were preparing something. But no one knew exactly what was going on, and now it's Thornton Township's turn. That changes everything. Why? Because if they're investigating both Dalton and Thornton Township, and the only major overlap between the two is Tiffany Henyard, well, you can do the math now, folks. Had been wondering if Tiffany might be in the clear since they hadn't made their way to Thornton yet. Maybe this whole thing was just a Dalton situation. But now, that theory's out the window. The FBI is digging around both her jobs. The writing is on the wall now. Tiffany Henyard. She's technically still the super mayor, although she's an MIA for months. She's still holding on to that title, but she sure isn't acting like it. She's not showing up to meetings. She hasn't been seen at township business. She's out here like she's done with the whole thing. The only time she seems to pop up is to give out food boxes or do some sort of public-facing good deed. But when it comes to governance, she's a no-show. That's the behavior of someone who knows the heat is on and doesn't want to face the music now. This Tuesday, the trustees were holding it down without her once again. Tiffany's term as township supervisor ends in May, and she's not even trying to show face. It's like she's already out the door, and the feds are just waiting with their bags packed to greet her on the way out. Let's cut to the actual news report that broke the story new at 10. The federal investigation into embattled South suburban politician Tiffany Henyard is expanding. Sources tell us tonight the FBI is now looking into how taxpayer money was handled in Thornton Township, where she's still the supervisor, at least for a few more weeks. Yeah, that's real. They've confirmed it. The feds are in Thornton now, asking questions, taking notes, collecting receipts. And you already know they don't do all that unless they're planning something big. And what were the feds doing? Oh, just having quiet little chats with those trustees, digging into spending patterns and how things were handled under Tiffany's administration. Her tenure ends in just a few short weeks. But it's pretty clear they're not waiting around for that. They're moving now. Look, we've seen this kind of thing before. The feds tend to wait until your term is almost over or just ended. That way, you're no longer protected by your position. Then, boom, they swoop in. They've done it before and they'll do it again. So, Tiffany, girl, if you thought you had time to relax before the walls closed in, you might want to think that they've already spoken to multiple trustees. That's confirmed. And they're most likely looking for inconsistencies in finances, spending habits, contracts, anything that might look shady. And best believe when they talk to one trustee, they're going to talk to them all, and let's be honest. If you've got something to hide and the feds come knocking, you might try to cut a deal, especially if you're someone who's been in trouble before. They use that leverage. That's how they flip people. They dangle the possibility of wiping the slate clean in exchange for some names. That's how it works, Tiffany. If you're listening, it's time to prepare. Pack up that wig, girl. You might not be able to take it with you. Make a will. A living will if you have to. Decide who's getting the wig, who's inheriting the designer shoes, because the feds aren't playing any more you've been MIA at every meeting, including the one this week. The trustees carried on without you. It was business as usual for them, even with you ghosting the office. They've clearly moved on, but you've got unfinished business with the federal government. Now, oh girl, let's talk about Kamal for a second. You're going to have to trust that Kamal isn't going to roll over on you. But let's be real. He already rolled over on his wife to be with you. Loyalty might not be his strong suit. Don't forget, the feds love to separate people, put them in 2 different rooms, and tell each one that the other's already spilled the beans. And when you hear them say, Kamal already told us everything, are you going to crack, Tiffy? Because that's exactly what they're banking on. They know how to play the game, and they play it well, but hey, maybe he's loyal. Maybe he only rolls over for ex-wives, not super mayors. It's possible, but you better hope it's true, Because if not, you're about to find out how fast someone can throw you under a bus to save themselves, Tiffany. If you're smart, you'll lawyer up fast. If they haven't already knocked on your door, it's just a matter of time. You might want to get your story straight, because the feds are not just dipping their toes in. They're knee-deep in Thornton Township now, and they're not leaving empty-handed to everybody else watching. While Kamal's in the other room, singing like canary. They didn't even ask him for all that, but he's giving it up anyway. Names, dates, group chats, cash apps. And you sitting there thinking you a real one. Ride or die, huh? Just turns out that it came way faster than the ride did. That's cold, but you're proud, right? You'll sleep well at night, knowing you kept your mouth SHD, that you were loyal, that you were a down one, even though you might be looking at 3 to 5. Girl, no. Let me tell you something, roll over on that man. Don't go down for someone who's already halfway out the door meanwhile. While the feds closing, Tiffany still had the nerve to pop up in public. But not for a meeting. Oh no. She showed her face to hand out food boxes for Easter. Thank you so much for loving on me, she said. Giving big, humble energy, she even said, this is not the last of me, with a straight face. Girl, the 100 people standing in that parking lot don't even believe that. You're Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard out here talking about bigger and better things. What does that even mean? A new mixtape? Because let's not forget the music video she dropped, with the watermark from the editing software still on it. Sis didn't even spring for the full version. If you're going to pivot to music, at least act like you serious, maybe by bigger. She meant a big sale at Fashion Nova. Maybe better means less obvious lace fronts. Who knows? But what we do know, CBS News Chicago confirmed through multiple sources that the feds have officially moved into Thornton Township. The same feds that have already been sniffing around Dalton for months? Yep, same ones. And now the heat's coming from both sides, according to sources. The investigation into Dalton finances has now spilled over into Thornton Township, the very place Tiffany was appointed to oversee. And y'all, there's probably more gone than anybody even realizes. Mary Avant, one of the newly elected trustees who's about to be sworn in, said she's not even surprised. When asked how she felt about federal agents now questioning township employees, she said she was actually pleased. And honestly, same. Because something always felt off, and remember that whole mess of a township brawl where Tiffany and her man jumped into the fray like WWE stars? Well, there's new fallout from that too. The activist Jediah and his friend, they're now suing the township, as they should. Because let's not forget, dude got kicked in the head, had his phone snatched, and watched it get passed off like a relay baton. That's theft. That's conspiracy. That's, we knew exactly who this man was, and we wanted whatever was on that phone. Energy like, with all the money Tiffany supposedly had access to, why are people stealing phones like it's 2009? What? To resell for $10 at an Eco ATM. Come on now. Clearly, it wasn't about the phone. It was about the data, videos, evidence. Something they didn't want getting out. And the dude who snatched the phone? Yeah, he was a township employee at the time. He got arrested. That's what happens when you act like a goon on government time. Now he's going from staff to cell. Meanwhile, Tuesday night, the trustees finally voted to hire an attorney to represent the township. Because technically, Tiffany is still the supervisor, at least until her term ends in May. So they want to protect the township from whatever fallout might come from her lingering around like a ghost at a party nobody invited her to now, according to the township bylaws. If an elected official misses 5 consecutive meetings, there's a process to remove them from office. But since Tiffany's only got 1 meeting left, the board is basically shrugging like, meh, why bother? Which honestly, fair. Let the clock run out and call it a day, but I'm holding out hope for something. I don't want her dragged out in cuffs just yet. No. What I want, what I need, is to see Tiffany show up as a civilian. Picture it. She walks into one of those meetings, no title, no mic, just her and that purse that's always too loud for the occasion. It's hilarious in my mind. I need to know if it matches the movie playing in my head. And I bet it will. She's predictable like that one thing for sure. This ain't over. The feds are circling, the lawsuits are piling up, and the facade is cracking. Tiffany might have once thought she was untouchable. But now she's just trying to figure out how many folks she needs to throw under the bus to soften the landing. Tiffany Henyard. The streets are watching, but so are the feds. Well, it's official. This federal probe is moving forward like a freight train with no brakes, and Tiffany Henyard is standing right on the tracks. Sources are confirming that federal agents are actively interviewing past and present employees of Thornton Township. And the energy out here, it's giving snatch and grab. Real soon somebody said, I know what's going on. Yeah, we all do now. Tiffany's going to prison. That's what's going on. The feds didn't wait around just to be polite. Nah, they've been biding their time, letting her run out the clock in office, so they can proceed with zero interference. Because once you're out of that chair, you're just another citizen with no power and asterisk, no immunity. But here's the kicker, and it's the part that's always been wild to me. Tiffany got this terrible habit of hiring people with criminal records. Now listen, I get the whole second chances thing, I really do. But how many criminals can you surround yourself with before it becomes a liability? She acts like it's a ministry, giving folks fresh out of lockup a position in government. Girl, this is not a halfway house. It's public service. You're not just setting yourself up, you're setting all of us up for disaster. Because when the feds come knocking, and you know they will, they're not just talking to you. They're talking to your whole circle. And your circle is compromised. These people already got records. They already got pressure points. The feds are pulling up with leverage in hand, saying, hey, want to shave 10 years off that sentence? Tell us what Tiffany been doing. And guess what? They telling. All of them probably already did, and that's what I've been saying forever. This ain't no minor flaw. This is a bad habit, and a dangerous one. Say one of your employees has 2 strikes, and they do something shady on the job. Now, they scared you might report them, which could mean life behind bars. You don't think people do desperate things when their back's against the wall? One day, you might find yourself under a boat ramp somewhere because you hired someone who had asterisk nothing to lose. It's not even just about the legal risk. It's about the human risk. Desperate people will always try to protect themselves first. So if you build a team full of folks the system already got dirt on, don't be shocked when they start flipping like pancakes the second the heat turns on. And let's talk about Kamal real quick. Tiffany, I know you think he's 10 toes down for you, but let's be honest. He's probably already talking. If you truly believe this man is going to sit in silence and risk his life for you, girl, I need you to really hear me. He is not Kamal as the same man who allegedly rolled on his own wife to stand beside you. If that's true, what makes you think you're untouchable? This man is out here with loyalty made of papier-mâché. You're going to lose everything holding on to that fantasy. Now is the time to wake up and start figuring out what you can give up to lighten your sentence. Start snitching strategically. Make a list. Because if everybody around you has already started singing, then you're the last one left. And you don't want to be the only one going down for everything. Let me just say this clearly for the people in the back. Don't tell me nothing illegal. I'm not built for that life. I'm not built for tough. I'm built paper thin. I'm built fall apart in the rain. If someone even hints at an indictment, I will be sitting there with a full PowerPoint presentation, laser pointer in hand, ready to present. So please, keep your secrets to yourself and Tiffany. Girl, you about to pay the price. The feds are inside now, snooping through Thornton Township files, talking to folks, building their case. Your freedom is officially on the line. Now, let's talk timeline. Put it in the comments. How long y'all think it'll take from the day Tiffany is out of office to the day she gets picked up? Because we know it's coming. They'll probably wait until the ink is dry on her exit, and then boom, warrant, booking photo. And then we're sitting here like, well, that escalated exactly how we expected. How long you think it takes? A few months? A year? You think she got time to drop one more music video with a free watermark before it all comes crashing down? Let me know. Y'all behave because I won't. I'm going to keep talking about it. Mama love you. Yes, she do. But Mama also says, don't be stupid.